Welcome to Discovering Research in Law. I'm your law librarian Susan, and I'll be taking you through this session today. Today we're going to look at searching for books and e-journals, searching in different databases by topic and case, and finally some useful library guides so we can find more information. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to access the library online. So you log into UCD Connect using your UCD Connect username and password, and then you click on the Library tab here. Scroll down on the Online Tools page and you'll see our access points for information. OneSearch, which is a bit like Google, allows you to do quick searching, and you can find e-books, printed books and theses and a lot more. The catalogue focuses on our print collections, and e-journals allows you to look for a specific article in a specific journal. I'd recommend the databases for in-depth searching when you need to look for information on a topic for your assignment or for research. We're going to have a look for this book on effective legal research now using the catalogue. To find this print book in the library, click on the Catalogue tab in the Online Tools page. Type in the title of the book or a keyword from the book, so I'm going to type in effective legal research, and I'm going to combine this with one of the author's surnames, so Knowles, and I'm going to click on search. This will bring up the result list, and you can see that we have effective legal research published in 2016 here. I can see all of the copies if I click in to see all. And you can see that these copies are located in the James Joyce Library and they're on the shelves, so they're not out on loan at the moment. So I can click on the map icon next to the copy I'm interested in to see exactly where it's located in the library itself. So this will bring up the map feature, and you can see that this copy is located in the James Joyce Library on level 2, and it's over in this bay here on the lake side of the building. And if you hover over the red icon there, you can see the actual shelf mark for the book, which helps you to find the book on the shelf itself. So I'm going to scroll back up to close out of the map feature, and I'm going to close here. And that's basically how to find the printed book using the catalogue. So we've seen how to look for print books. Let's look at finding books you can read online in the library now. We're going to have a look for this ebook on research methods for law now using OneSearch. To find this ebook in the library, click on the OneSearch tab in the Online Tools page. Type in the title of the book, Research Methods for Law, and click on Search. You may find it's also helpful if you get a big result list to narrow down your results to books and ebooks, and then to narrow down more specifically to the ebooks from that selection. So you can see we have the book here, Research Methods for Law, and we have 2 more copies of the book there. So to access this online book, you can click into the full text online link. And this brings you into the record for the book, and it tells you what the license for the book is here. So this means we have an unlimited license, which means that all users can access the book at the same time. Some of our ebooks will only allow 1 or 3 users in simultaneously, and if it says unavailable, you just check back in a little while to see that it is available. So you can either read online or download the book or download a PDF chapter, depending on what the publisher permits. And you can see a table of contents here of the different chapters. I'm going to click into one here for maybe Qualitative Legal Research, Chapter 1. So you can click into Read Online or Download. So you can search right through the book here with a keyword if you want to, or read through the chapter here. So you can scroll down and have a read. You can use these little buttons here to navigate between the pages. You can zoom in and zoom out here. You can bookmark the page if it's something you're interested in. You can add a note, and you can say chapter 4 of research and click on save. You can also highlight an element if you want to. So you could just highlight a passage that you're interested in. I wouldn't advise the cite feature because it doesn't include OSCALA, unless you're kind of studying with a different department. It does have Harvard. So you can share the link here if you want to, and copy that link and share it. You can print if the publisher allows, and you can copy and download the PDF chapter, or download the full book if you're allowed to do that by the publisher. And that's basically how to find this ebook using OneSearch. Let's look at how to find an electronic journal article using citation details now. We're going to look for this article by Shwabal Patel entitled The Ideal Victim of International Criminal Law, published in 2018 in Volume 29, Issue 3 of the European Journal of International Law, and it starts on page 703. To find this eJournal article in the library, click on the eJournals tab on the Online Tools page. Type in the name of the journal that the article is in, not the name of the article. So I'm going to type in European Journal of International Law and click on search. This will bring up the record for that journal and what our subscriptions are. So you'll see that we have access to the present via Lexis Library and also via Oxford Journals Online. The article I'm looking for is in 2018, so I could go into Academic Search Complete, which gives access up to a year ago, or one of the others. So I'm going to click into Academic Search Complete. And once you're in Academic Search Complete, it brings you into that journal and gives you a listing of all of the different years for that journal. So you use the citation details to know what year to go into. So our article is in 2018. So you click onto 2018 and then you look at your citation details and see that the article is in Volume 29, Issue 3. So click into that. That will bring up the issue of the journal and the contents page, which sometimes runs over more than one page. So just to be aware of that. And then at that point you start looking for the article using the page numbers. So our article was on page 703, here it is here, to 724, and it's called The Ideal Victim of International Criminal Law. It's in the correct journal, so that's it there. And you can either click into the HTML, or usually I prefer the PDF, it's a bit cleaner for printing. So you can click into the PDF to see the article. And this brings up the article and you'll see the abstract is at the top, along with the title and the author. And the abstract is a good screening tool to use it's a summary of the whole article. It can save you time. If you read that, you can establish whether or not you want to read the article in full. And if you do, you just scroll down and read further on. And you can zoom in and zoom out. And you have more controls over here on the right hand side. So you can add it to Google Drive, print it out if the publisher allows, email it, or you can add it to your folder. I don't suggest the cite feature for law students because it doesn't include OSCALA, but if you're studying business along with law, or maybe you're in some other department, you might want to avail of the cite feature. You can export then to a reference manager if you want to, or there's the permalink option here if you want to share the permanent link. And that's basically how to find a journal article in UCD Library via eJournals. Let's look at approaching your research question next. This infographic shows you what to consider when you're approaching your research question and covers the key steps you need to take in the research process. So with the research process, you want to draft or form your research question. Next, identify your key concepts, which then become your search terms. Select and search the relevant databases, refine your results using the filters in the databases, and write up your research. Analyze, discuss, and always cite your sources. It can be useful when you start off to write out your research question and pick out the main key concepts. I've done this here with the sample question, and you can see I have three main concepts: data protection, anti-money laundering, and terrorism financing. Once you have your main concepts, try to brainstorm for alternative terms and vocabulary. These become your search terms that you will use in database searching. It's important to search legal subscription databases because they contain scholarly, quality assured sources that you will not find on Google. It's also a sign of a comprehensive search when you have replicated your search in a variety of different databases. And if your topic goes beyond law into another field, you should also search databases for that discipline. Think carefully about the search terms you are using as well. Remember, your results are only as good as the search string you enter. We're going to explore databases now, which you can use for in-depth searching for your research. We have a variety of law databases you can explore, and the infographic shows what databases are good for different topic areas. The Library LibGuide for Law, which you can see at the link here, has a variety of training videos and quick tutorials on different databases to help you become more familiar with legal resources for your research. Let's look at one of our key legal databases now for the Irish jurisdiction. It's called Westlaw IE. This database covers cases, articles and more for the Irish domain. We're going to use this search string to look for research on data protection and money laundering combined with terrorism. To access the database Westlaw IE in the library, click on the Library tab in UCD Connect. Scroll down on the Online Tools page and click on Databases. Now you can either go in and see all of the law databases here and select Westlaw IE, so you could go in and see law here and click on Submit Search and you'll get all of the law databases, or if you know the database name, so Westlaw IE, you can type it in here and click on Submit Search. So to access the database itself, click on Westlaw IE and you'll see a description of what the database covers here, and you can click on the title of the database to access it. So this brings you into Westlaw IE where you can start your searching. So I'm going to search across the database Westlaw IE now for the search string data protection in inverted commas and money laundering and terrorism. The reason I put these into inverted commas is I want the database to look for those two words where they appear together. So this will search across the entire database, but if I wanted to just search for cases, I could click into this section here. If I wanted to just search journal articles, I could just click into this tab here and search by keyword. So I'm going to click on search to see what we find. And it has given me 45 results for this search string. So you can see I have 6 case results, 8 books, 8 results for legislation and 22 for journal and 1 for current awareness. So I can scroll down through the results and click into whatever one I want, but you can see it's picking up on the phrases that we put in our inverted commas in that search string, and I'm going to click into the cases to have a look at those. And you can scroll down and click into anyone that's yellow. Remember that there's more pages of results as well. So if I go back up, scroll back up, I can click into the journal results. So I'm going to click into journals. And again, you can see money laundering, data protection coming up, and there's the full text article. But you may want to narrow down your search a little bit further. So to do that, you can actually type in another keyword and click on search within results. So now I've got 17 journal articles instead. So if I scroll down through those and have a look, there might be one that takes my interest. Let's have a look at this one. So this is Dirty Money, an overview of Irish anti-money laundering landscape. So that sounds like a good option. Click into the full text article. And this is published in the Commercial Law Practitioner 2019, so a recent article as well. And it can be a good idea to have a look at the keywords because it can help you identify more search terms, and also the abstract. If I click into the abstract area, the abstract is a good summary paragraph of what the whole article is all about and can be used as a really good screening tool to decide if you want to go on and read the full text article. So I can click into the full text article here and read away. Okay, and you have the option to print, save or email there. And that's basically how to do a search within Westlaw IE. The database Westlaw UK is the UK equivalent of Westlaw IE, and covers the UK jurisdiction, but it also has US and international content. We're going to look at a case, legislation and journal search in Westlaw UK now. So to find the database Westlaw UK, click on the Databases tab in the Online Tools page and type in Westlaw UK and click on Search. Click on the title of the database to access it and log in with your UCD Connect username and password. This will bring you into the Westlaw database, the Westlaw UK database, and you can see you can browse here by topic if you want to, so you could go into crime, for example. You can also access the international materials within Westlaw UK and also the US materials as well. You can search across the entire database here, or you can go into a particular area. So you could search for a case, search for legislation, search for an article, search current awareness, the index of legal terms. You can go into EU materials, or you can look at the Westlaw books, which are electronic books in this platform. So I'm going to do a case search now. So I'm going to click on case search. And I'm going to search for all the cases that relate to money laundering. So I'm doing a phrase search here again. So money laundering, and close that in my inverted commas and click on search. And I've got 499 results. So I could search within my results there, or I could narrow by topic. So I'm going to click on the plus button opposite crime to see what there is there. And I'm going to select terrorism. So I click on the little square next to terrorism and scroll back up and click on apply. So you could select more than one option there. Okay. So you'll get a result list, and I've got a very refined result list here. So then you can click into whatever publication that you're interested in. So I'm going to click into this one here. And once you're in that case, which is in the European Court of Justice, you can see the judgment date, and this is the report citation here. You can email it, print it, download it, add it to your folder if you're logged in, make an annotation, hide the annotation, copy the link to this particular case and look at it in an expanded view, or set up an alert for this case. So if anything new happens or it's updated in any way, that you'd be notified. So you can click on the primary references as well. And this will help you to see cases citing, all cases citing this case, or you can see key cases or key legislation cited as well. And that can be a useful breadcrumb trail when you're carrying out your research. And that's basically how to find a case within Westlaw UK. I'm going to do a journal article search now by using the Journals tab. So click on Journal Search. And you can use any of these fields that you want to, but I'm going to do a search for articles that mention money laundering in the title to be a bit more restrictive. So I'm going to click on Search. And I've got 1,757 results coming back there. I could set up an alert on this search if I want to by clicking on that there, or you can see less detail, more detail. Let's have a look at less detail. You can copy the link to this particular search and again save it to your folder if you're signed in, or you can email, print, download or export to a reference manager. So I'm going to narrow down my results a little bit more. So I'm going to go into data protection. So I want to go into data and communications, and I'm going to select data protection there. And I'm also going to go into crime and select terrorism. And I'm going to scroll back up and click on apply. And I still have 218 results, so I'm going to search within my results now for the phrase terrorism financing and click on search. You can see search tips and terms connectors there. if you want more help with that. And now you need to click on apply as well. So I've got it down to 32 results now, and another good option to use as a filter to just get your results down a little bit more if you have too many results coming back is to use the publication filter. So I'm just going to fold these up here just so I can see a little bit more. So you can click on the publication plus button, and it will bring up all of the different publications that these articles in this result list are published in, and this can be a useful way to filter. So I'm going to select out the articles that are published in the Compliance Officer Bulletin maybe, and I might also be interested in the Journal of Financial Crime. So you can pick whatever ones you want there. So I'm going to click on continue and scroll back up and click on apply. And now I'm down to just 2 articles, and I can click into the full text of maybe the one that I'm interested in. And there it is there. There's different sections to the particular article, and I can see legislation cited, and you can scroll down and have a look at that particular article. And again, you have different controls here and different options that you can use to help you when you found a good article. And that's how to find a journal article in Westlaw UK. Let's look for legislation now. So click on the legislation tab and click into legislation search. Type in the name of the act that you're looking for. So I'm going to type in Data Protection Act 2018. And if there's a specific paragraph or chapter that you're looking for, you can select that here and type in the number. So I'm going to type in 15 there and click on search. And I can see that this is law and force, and I can click into this particular one here, paragraph 15 of the Data Protection Act 2018, and I can see that that's about suspicion of terrorist financing or money laundering. And you can read through that there and use the controls on the right hand side. And that's how to find your legislation within Westlaw UK. Justice One is one of our pure legal databases, and we're going to do a case search now in Justice One for a case by party name. To access the database Justice One, click on the Databases tab in the Online Tools page and type in the name of the database, Justice One. Justice One is another one of our legal databases that's really good to search for any research topic, and it has a unique feature called the precedent map. So you can click on the Justice One link there and log in to access the database. And this will bring you into the Justice One database interface. So I'm going to do a case search now in Justice One, and I'm going to click on the Advanced area and then click on the Cases tab. So I'm just searching specifically for cases. Now here you can use the citation details to search for a case, or you can actually look by party name. So I'm going to do that here. I'm going to search for a case for the National Commercial Bank of Jamaica v. Olent Corporation, and I'm going to scroll down. Now you might also have some more information that you can pop in, so I could put in 2009 if that's the publication year, and I'm going to click on search, and there's my case there and the citation. So I'm going to click into this case to see it, and you can see the judgment over here on the right hand side, and you can look at the PDF of that if you want to. you can click into the overview here, or see the cited cases, or see citing cases, and see the categories that this relates to as well. The other thing that's a nice unique feature of this is the precedent map, which is a visual representation of how this case relates to other cases, which can be really useful in terms of finding more research on a particular topic. So if I click into the precedent map, it will give me a visual display of this case. So this is the visual display for this particular case, and it shows me that this case was cited within this case, and all of these cases on the outside were cited this particular case. So if you want to find or track down more cases that relate to this topic, you could actually double click on one of the other cases that you see here that has cited the National Commercial Bank Jamaica case. So I can click into that, and it'll bring me up the precedent map for that case, and you can see there's the case there that has cited all of these particular cases. So again, that can really be a breadcrumb trail to lead you to more research that you might not have found in a different way. So it's a very useful aspect to the database Justice 1. Lexis Library is another good legal database to look at for your research. Let's look at a topic search in Lexis Library now. To access the database Lexis Library, click on the Databases tab on the Online Tools page and type in Lexis Library and click on Search. And you'll see here that Lexis Library covers sources such as Butterworth's, Tolley and Halsbury, and it's known for journal articles and also case law as well. So it's a good one to look at for your legal research. So click on the title to access the database, Lexis Library. And this is Lexis Library here, and you can see the different areas that you can pop into, and also practice areas if you want to have a look at those, see various books as well. You can search across and find a title there if you want to, or search the entire database here with filters, but I'm going to go straight into the Journals tab and have a look for articles. So I'm going to do a search for articles in here, and I'm going to look for articles on terrorism within 5 words of funding, which is another search technique that you can actually use. But you can find more on search tips here if you need to. You could narrow down to particular sources if you wanted to by selecting them here, like for example Journal of Criminal Law if you wanted to, or you can just leave it at that and search. And then once you have a result list coming up, you can see the different journals that they're published in, the date that they're in, and you can narrow down by source name or search within the results. So I'm going to narrow down to articles that are published in the Journal of Money Laundering Control. So I'm now down to 87 results, and then you can click into whatever one actually interests you. So I'm going to have a look at this one here in November 2019, fairly recent. And it highlights then where it's found those words that you looked at, terrorism and funding. And this looks like a good article that you could have a look at. So it's on anti-money laundering, and you can have a look at the abstract there. And again, keep an eye on the keywords to see if there's anything new coming up that you could use in subsequent searching as your search terms as well. And that's basically how to use Lexis Library to find journal articles. It's another useful database to have a look at. Academic Search Complete is a multidisciplinary database, and it's a good one to search if your research question branches into another discipline beyond law. Let's search the database now for the topic terrorism funding or terrorist financing. To find the database Academic Search Complete, click on the Databases tab in the Online Tools page. Type in Academic Search Complete and click on Search, and you see a description of the database underneath and what it covers. Click on the title to access the database. So this will bring you into the advanced search form for the database, and you can search here using the same kind of techniques we've been using in the other database. So again, I'm going to use the phrase search and do terrorism funding and close my inverted commas, and that will ask the database to look for those two words where they appear together. And I'm going to search within the title area here, and then I'm going to combine that with the Boolean operator OR, and I'm going to do a different phrase here. So I'm going to search for terrorist financing, and again close my inverted commas, and this time I'm going to select abstract, which is a good field to search, because if it's mentioned as a keyword within the abstract, then it's likely to be a major focus of the entire article. So that's another good tip, to use that field as a searching tool. So click on abstract there and click on search. So the database has come back with 238 results. So I can narrow down my results to maybe full text, and then narrow it again maybe to scholarly peer-reviewed journal articles. Another good filter to use is the subject thesaurus filter, and this can help give you other ideas as well of what other terms to kind of narrow by. So I can see there that there's money laundering, but you could select counterterrorism or prevention of money laundering. You could select both of those. I'm going to just select money laundering and scroll down and just have a look at the different articles that you see, and you can see it's picking up here on the different phrases that we've used, and click into one that you're interested in. So again, use the abstract as your tool. You can zoom in and zoom out there as you want to, print and download, or you can add it to your Google Drive. So there's your various controls there and functions. And that's basically how to find an article in Academic Search Complete, one of our multidisciplinary databases at UCD Library. Scopus is a multidisciplinary bibliometric database which shows how many times articles have been cited by other authors. This is very useful if you want to identify articles that have gained a lot of attention in the literature. We're going to do a search in Scopus now to identify highly cited articles on money laundering. To find the database Scopus, click on the Databases tab in the Online Tools page. Type in Scopus and click on Search. So Scopus is a multidisciplinary database where you can find highly cited articles, and you can click on the title to access it. So this is Scopus here, so I'm going to do a search, a phrase search here for money laundering. And you can search within the article title, abstract and keywords fields all at the same time, but I'm going to narrow it down to the article title. You could select just abstract or keywords, or even search by author there. I'm going to select article title, and I'm going to build up my search string here using the Boolean operator OR. So AND narrows down my search, OR is searching for either or term, and that will broaden out the search results I get, and NOT excludes my a search term. So I'm going to click on OR, and I'm going to type in another phrase now. So I'm going to search for anti-money laundering, and I'm going to search for this within the article title as well. And I'm going to build up with one more level to my search string, where I'm going to select not to exclude something. So I'm going to say not misappropriation. And again, I'm going to search for that within the title. And I'm going to click on search now. And there are search tips available in the database as well, just there if you want to have a look at more. So I'm going to click on search. So I've got 1,251 results coming back. So I could search within the results by keyword. So I could look, let's say, for terrorist funding or terrorism funding, and click on search. And I'm now down to 48 document results, and I can scroll down and click on the document type to narrow it down. So I might be interested in conference papers. Review articles are another good one to have a look at. So I could select out review articles and also articles maybe, and it's important to click on the limit too. So that will extract those out of the results. So you resort your list here to cited by highest, okay, if it's in chronological order of date newest or date oldest. So this will bring up the articles that have the highest citation counts for that search string. And you can get a sense of the different sources of journals that these articles are appearing in. So the Journal of Money Laundering, you also have conflicts and terrorism, and there's crime, law and social change. So it's also a good indicator from that point of view. If you want to see if we have one of these journals articles in full text, so this one here, an analysis of money laundering, you can click on the One Search at UCD Library button, and that will check to see if we have this in our subscription resources. So it's just loading up, and we do actually have this article. There's the PDF there. So if we have it, it brings you into that particular article, and again you can have a look at the abstract, look at the keywords, but just going back to our Scopus, the real advantage of Scopus and the real purpose of it is that you can see articles that are highly cited. So I can see the number of citations this particular article has received, so I can click on the number of citations here, and that will bring me into the listing of the 21 documents that have cited that particular article. And again, then you can see what they have been cited as well. So you can see the citation count for those too. And that's actually a really good breadcrumb trail for research to help you find other articles that relate to the topic. And it doesn't just cover articles within law, it's actually a multidisciplinary database. So it's quite a good one to have a search of, and it helps you identify seminal articles on a particular topic like money laundering. So that's how to use Scopus. Keeping a record of your searching in databases using a chart like this one can help you keep on track with your searching process, and even be used as a reflective tool when you're analysing the literature and writing up your research. The last section of this presentation is about useful library guides to help you with your projects. It's important to establish that your topic has not been researched by another researcher. Consulting other theses is a useful way to explore this, and this library guide shows the theses resources available to search. If you find your topic has been researched already, don't panic. Just take a different angle on your topic and it should be fine. If you're wondering how to cite your sources, there's a legal citation guide available online at legalcitation.ie. It has quick and comprehensive PDF downloads which explain how to cite different sources using the OSCIL Ireland citation style. The Law LibGuide provides a good starting point for your research, including book recommendations for research, key databases, and links to freely available legal resources, along with support tutorials and videos. So we've covered searching for books and ebooks via the catalogue and OneSearch, finding eJournal articles from a citation, approaching your research question, searching pure law and niche databases for different sources, and the library guides where you can find more supports. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, get in touch with us at the library.